Hello, Westford. A freight train carrying a toxic chemical derailed this week, and the asphalt plant controversy continued to dominate the news with demonstrations on the town common and in front of town hall. We also have an update on Drew Gardens. I'm Ira Keltz, and it's time for WestfordCAT News. Six freight train cars derailed on November 1st at River and Broadway streets. The code red emergency took place at around 8:40 p.m. and a hazmat team was sent to the scene. The team's assessment confirmed that one of the tank cars contained a ferrous chloride solution, but there was no risk of leakage or health risks to the community. A reverse 911 call was made to residents within a 1-mile radius to notify them of the derailment. As of November 2nd, Pan Am is removing the derailed cars using heavy equipment, and the Westford Fire Department is on the scene to provide support. A controversial agreement between town officials and a New Hampshire businessman continued to take center stage this week in town. A behind closed doors settlement that permits the construction and operation of an asphalt plant at 540 Groton Road so enraged residents when they learned the news on October 6th that they took to the town common with picket signs on Saturday, October 29th, and again at Town Hall on Tuesday, November 1st. The demonstrators told Selectmen to continue to fight businessman Richard DeFelice in court. WestfordCAT spoke with a couple of the demonstrators.
Well, first of all, we live about 2 miles from the proposed plant. Second of all, her sister, my youngest daughter, has a congenital heart disease. She's born with hypoplastic right, so she has a compromised immune system. So I'm really concerned about the health risks that an asphalt plant would be bringing into the neighborhoods.
I'm protesting the asphalt plant. I'm just around the corner from it, from the Route 3 exit onto 40, and I'm not happy about it. We're in Chelmsford, North Chelmsford, but I'm not happy. It affects me. It affects the neighborhood, the kids. It's a big development where I am.
As a result of the growing opposition, the board issued the following statement on November 2nd. It read, "Last night, the Board of Selectmen met in executive session to discuss litigation strategy and the pending settlement with Newport Materials. After lengthy discussion, the Board of Selectmen determined to pursue certain legal actions available to it and so directed its counsel." Meanwhile, resident Helen Fu, a board-certified holistic nutritionist, interviewed a well-known book author this week on her WestfordCAT show called Health Factor. Fu, who has spoken publicly about the health concerns related to an asphalt plant, asked author Raymond Francis to explain how the chemicals that compose asphalt can cause harm to the human body.
Well, it is theoretically possible to have an asphalt plant with zero emissions. And Theoretically. As a practical matter, I doubt if they're going to build a zero emissions plant. So therefore, you're going to have hydrocarbons being emitted from the asphalt plant. And these hydrocarbons, you'll breathe them in. The body doesn't know what to do with them. It stores them. And you store them in your tissues. And this is one of the, as I said, there's only 2 causes of disease: deficiency, toxicity. And the reason we get sick as we get older, the doctor will tell you you're getting sick because you're older. Here I am, I'm older, and I'm healthier than I was when I was younger. No, it has nothing to do with age. What it has to do is that as you get older, your toxic load builds higher and higher and higher and disrupts your chemistry, and then you get sick. So the more toxins you put in, the faster this happens.
Francis is the author of The Great American Health Hoax and Never Fear Cancer Again. Helen is a member of the Westford Board of Health, but does not represent the board on her program. Watch Helen's entire show at westfordcat.org. In keeping with the town's agricultural roots, goats are now living on the 9-acre parcel on Boston Road known as Drew Gardens. The Caprines are housed inside a temporary fence on the property. Landowner Abby Masaladon of Groton has rented 4 goats with another 5 to follow. They're from a Lunenburg outfit. They're there to eat the vegetation on the land and clean it up. The goats have gotten the goat of conservationist Bill Harmon, who says they're occupying only 0.1 acre, which he says is a negligible portion of the total property. Harmon has lobbied to keep the land agricultural under the agricultural preservation restriction approved at town meeting in 1996. Masaladon is seeking voter permission to build a 19,000 square foot restaurant on a portion of the property. Selectmen met Tuesday, November 1st, as asphalt plant demonstrators picketed town hall outside and opponents of Masaladon's proposed restaurant addressed the board inside. Among them was former Selectman Robert Jeffries, who reminded Selectmen that the 3 agricultural preservation restrictions purchased between 1997 and 1999 for a total of $525,000 meant that the town bought the development rights for the property.
Notice is hereby given of the written contract dated April 8th, 1997, by and between Keith and Nancy Boney, sellers, and the town of Westford, buyer, and yes, the state's not involved. By virtue of said contract, Keith A. and Nancy Boney must transfer to the town the development rights. That's the first thing there. Not APRs, the development rights. Attached to that are the minutes of the meeting when the Board of Selectmen unanimously votes to sign the contract. It was moved by Roble, seconded by Schreiber, voted unanimously that the Selectmen and town manager sign the purchase and sale agreement for the development rights. I asked this a year ago. I'm still waiting for the answer. An interest in real estate is a procurement. It comes under Chapter 30B. When I asked this question a year ago, I got an APR answer out of town council. You don't need a second opinion, in my opinion. What you need is a first opinion about the development rights, because when you sell them, and if anybody here thinks that what was proposed in the past isn't a development on that property, I don't know what a development is, because it was a major commercial project. Whenever you do that, there is a set procedure. You have to declare it surplus. You have to offer it to other departments. You have to have appraisals done, 3 appraisals done. You have to offer out as an RFP, and you have to have a 2/3 vote of town meeting to dispose of the interest you bought.
Then Masaladon addressed Selectmen to update them on his efforts to clean up the property.
Actually, the greenhouses were supposed to be taken off last week due to some rain. People that were supposed to take it out, they couldn't take it. So I would say within the next 7 to 10 days, the greenhouses will be gone. Good. All the debris will be gone. And as for the goats, there'll be some more goats going over there, clean all the poison ivy, etc. over there. Keep moving to the left to APR 2 and 1. And next several weeks, I would say within the next 3 to 4 weeks, I will have some tilling done on 1 and portion of 2. And there'll be some loam brought in. And as for Mr. Sirianni's comment regarding the Department of Agricultural, they're not saying that you cannot, they're saying case by case.
And here's Superintendent Bill Olson to tell us about what's happening at the schools.
Hi, this is Superintendent of Schools Bill Olson with another school system update. I want to thank George Murray, one of our wonderful residents of Westford and a former school committee member, for once again taking our October 1st enrollment count, which is the official enrollment count that we submit to the Department of Education. And George has developed once again a very sophisticated enrollment projection for the next 10 years or so. And it indicates that in the next school year, the 2017-2018 school year, we might expect a small increase in enrollment. So that we're going to have to keep our eye on the enrollments over the next several years. And I say that because we've just been notified by the building commissioner in Westford and the town planner, Chris Clutchman, that in Westford over the next several years, there should be at least 650 more residential housing units built. Now these are freestanding homes or condominium units or apartment rental units of 1, 2, and 3 bedroom size. Beyond that, there is a possibility, without any certainty at this point in time, that there could be another 200 to 400 units built. So we could be looking at a possibility of another 1,000 units of residential housing. As you know, in the last year and a half, or 2 years, we've been working to take a look at space utilization and capacity analysis in our schools, with the idea that in the not too distant future we might be able to close a school. Quite honestly, I'm going to recommend to the school committee that we put those plans on hold for right now until we know what the enrollment increasing impact will be of the upcoming residential development. I want to thank our Assistant Superintendent, Dr. Kerry Cleary, for providing the school committee with an excellent report on our MCAS and PARC test analysis of our students. The test was taken last spring with the scores recently released. It showed once again that Westford students excel across the state in academic performance. That report will be on our website, and I encourage you to take a look at it. We did a comparison with many very strong high-power communities and school systems in the state, and in all instances, Westford was ranked either first or second in terms of the achievement levels of students. So I want to congratulate our students and staff for outstanding performance. I want to congratulate our Westford Academy athletics teams also, who many of whom are on their way to playoffs, including field hockey, girls volleyball, cheerleaders, football team, and girls soccer. Been a busy time the last couple of weeks, and we'll be a busy upcoming 2 weeks with our budget presentations. This is Bill Olson. I want to thank you for joining me and look forward to seeing you next time.
To watch the entire interview with Bill Olson, visit WestfordCAT.org. And here's Rekha Sharma with this week's health tip on the benefits of amla oil.
Hello everyone, I'm Rekha Sharma, back with a new health tip for WestfordCAT. Today I'm going to talk about amla oil. It is natural, containing essential fatty acids that help to strengthen the hair follicle and conditions them and improves the hair texture, while the oil uses its ability to bind iron and copper. If you are suffering from dry and itchy scalp, amla oil can penetrate and treat the scalp. It also contains natural vitamin C, polyphenols, protein, carbohydrates, minerals, and antioxidant. Applying amla oil to your scalp helps to reduce dandruff, itchiness of the scalp. The oil is massaged into the scalp daily and rinsed out after 15 minutes. Or it can be left on the scalp overnight before being washed out. So add some amla oil to your scalp to get the benefits and prevent hair loss. I'll be back with a new health tip. Bye for now.
This has been an enjoyable temperate week for weather. Here's Joe Seppi with his predictions for the next several days.
Hello, Westford. This is Joe Seppi with the weather forecast for this weekend and the week of November 7th. A lot going on this week. We have Daylight Savings Time ending this weekend, Election Day on Tuesday, and Veterans Day on Friday. On Saturday, there will be sunshine and clouds mixed. The high will be 51 degrees and the low 36 degrees. Don't forget to turn your clocks back 1 hour before you go to bed. On Sunday, we will see mostly sunny skies with just a few passing clouds. The high will be 47 degrees and low around 30. On Monday, it looks like sunny, clear skies with a high of 49 degrees and a low of 32 degrees. On Election Day Tuesday, it will be sunny again with a high of 53 degrees and a low of 40 degrees. Great weather to get out and vote. On Wednesday, we will have sunshine with a few passing clouds. The high will be around 53 degrees and low around 38 degrees. On Thursday, Clouds start mixing in with the sunshine. The high will be 50 degrees and low 33 degrees. For Veterans Day on Friday, we'll see increasing clouds with possible showers later in the day. The high will be around 50 degrees and low around 36 degrees. That is your Westford weather. Have a great week, everyone.
This week's adoptable pet is Lucky, an affectionate long-haired calico cat, available now at the Lowell Humane Society.
The Lowell Humane Society on Broadway Street in Lowell has many pets available now for adoption. I stopped in recently and met with Crystal Arnott, the marketing and fundraising manager at the shelter, and she introduced me to a beautiful long-haired calico cat named Lucky. Unfortunately, she hasn't been very lucky so far.
So this is Lucky. Lucky is an 11-year-old domestic long-haired calico. She's a very sweet girl, but she's having a rough transition in the shelter. Unfortunately, she's been bounced around quite a bit in her life to a couple of homes, and she came back to the shelter for no reason of her own. Unfortunately, one time that she was surrendered was due to landlord issues. It's one of the reasons that we really do a thorough check and make sure that cats and pets are allowed in homes before sending them home for an adoption, because so many apartments do not allow pets. We want to make sure the animal's not going to go somewhere where they're going to end up bounced right back to us. And then she was surrendered another time because the child in the house unfortunately developed allergies, and with her long fluffy coat and all the dander that she dropped, unfortunately it was a problem for him. But she's very, very sweet. She's a really outgoing girl. She loves to be pet, and she enjoys being brushed. She went a little too long, as you can see, being brushed for a while, and had some little mats that we had to cut out or brush out when she came back. So she has a few shaved spots, but she's very good for being brushed. She enjoys it. So someone who's willing to keep up with that will really be the best match for her. She has lived with dogs in the past as well as children, but she'd prefer not to live with other cats. But she'll just sit with you all day and just be pet and enjoy being with people. She's a very outgoing, independent girl. She's very curious. She is 11 years old. We see a number of older cats coming into the shelter these days, and we've had a lot of success finding them homes. But it can be more difficult if we have a lot of young kittens in the shelter. Unfortunately, the older cats and pets will get overlooked when there are, little tiny kittens around. So we really hope people will come in and look at individual personalities and give these older pets a chance. She's 11, but many indoor house cats can live, 17, 18 years. So she's got, I'm sure, quite a bit of time left. Now, Lucky is out back in our holding area because the adoption floor is a little bit too busy for her and freaks her out a little. So if you're interested in meeting her, you do have to ask a staff member to see her, because she's not out on the general adoption area. All the noise and commotion of people opening cages is just too much for her. She doesn't like to be, poked and prodded a lot, but one-on-one, she's very, very sweet.
Lucky is in need of a loving home. Hopefully she can find one soon. If you'd like more information on Lucky or any of the other pets available for adoption, or would like to find out how to donate, volunteer, foster a pet, or fill their wish list, you can visit them at 951 Broadway Street in Lowell, or go to their website at lowellhumanesociety.org. Call 978-452-7781. For WestfordCAT, I'm Patty Stalker.
And now here's Sarah Fletcher with this week's events around town.
Hi, I'm Sarah Fletcher, WestfordCAT's Marketing Director, and I'm here with a few suggestions to keep you busy and connected in town. Rosemary's Baby Blues, a high-energy rhythm and blues band, will perform at the Parish Center for the Arts on Saturday, November 12th at 7:30 p.m. Tickets are online at westford.org/PCA. $20 for PCA members and $22 for non-members. Doors open at 7:30 p.m. It's a BYOB event. The PCA is located at 10 Lincoln Street in Westford Center. Visit westford.com/PCA for more information. The Roden Bush Community Center is offering a paint and sip class for adults on Thursday, November 17th from 7 to 9 p.m. Residents can relax, sip wine, and receive guidance on how to paint with acrylics. No experience is required, and all materials will be provided. The cost is $35 for members and $38 for non-members. The Roden Bush Community Center is located at 65 Main Street in Westford Center. For more information, visit rodenbush.org or call 978-692-5511. The Friends of Neshoba's 5th Annual Craft Fair will take place on Saturday, November 19th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Neshoba Valley Technical High School. Residents can kick off their holiday shopping in one spot. With more than 85 vendors participating, the school officials guarantee something for everyone. Making a purchase helps support Neshoba Tech. The school is located at 100 Littleton Road, Route 110 in Westford. That's all for now. Back to you, Ira.
And that's a wrap for this week. For WestfordCAT, I'm Ira Keltz. We leave you with scenes from this week's asphalt plant demonstrations in Westford. We'll see you next time.